I'm not a bank robber anymore. Welcome to Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest, a weekly podcast where movie enthusiasts, ex-movie theater projectionists, new and old friends take the time to talk about a movie that we just watched and answer that very question. Should or shouldn't you watch this? I'm your host, Chris Compton. Let's get into our review and breakdown of Honest Thief with the NEESONS from 2020.
I've robbed 12 banks in 7 states. I have a little over $9 million in cash. I want to turn myself in. I hand over all the money I stole in exchange for a reduced sentence.
And what's so important about it?
I met a woman. I want to be with her for the rest of my life, without lying about my past.
Special Agent Hall, where's the money?
The man is telling the truth. We can take this money for ourselves.
Let's do it.
Whoa, I'm turning myself in.
What exactly is going on?
His real name is Thomas Dolan, former Marine, demolitions expert.
My girlfriend, she had nothing to do with this. I'm coming for you. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready to confess?
Welcome back to Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest. This is the Popcorn Priest. Joining me today is Seth Dare.
Dr. Dare.
Dr. Dare, I forgot. I always forget everybody's nicknames, but
It's cool, man. You have a lot of guests.
I'm glad you're back. This is
Thanks, man.
four on the podcast?
I don't know. Do car casts count?
Yes.
Car casts count?
You were on Rogue
The Revenant.
The Revenant, Rogue One.
10 of 10.
Tenet, and now this, so 4.
Quattro.
It's like the SNL guests when they have like their alumni and they have a certain amount of visits.
Yeah.
You're getting up there. Not
Becoming a regular.
Okay,
Dang it.
I was going to say not a regular yet, but you're getting there.
I'm trying so hard.
Welcome. So we're reviewing Honest Thief from 2020.
From today.
It's in the theaters. I'm not sure when I'm going to release this, but if it's not in theaters when you hear this, then it's not. So go find it.
It's going to be on video in like 2 days.
Yeah, it'll be out. I'm surprised it's not on video on demand, to be honest with you.
We saw it in Atmos, dude. Like, I don't know.
That was probably one of the top 3 highlights.
The best Atmos was when the popcorn was popping in the preview.
Yeah.
I'm serious. It kind of weirded me out. I'm like, I'm looking around.
I'm excited because now we don't have to drive like an hour and a half out of our way to go.
Like we did with Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One. All right, so I don't have a lot of popcorn trivia or stats because this is just barely out.
No, you have one.
No.
How old is Liam Neeson?
Oh, yeah, Liam Neeson's is 68 years old.
Yeah.
I do have a couple of things. So IMDb so far is giving it a 6.1 out of 10. And Rotten Tomatoes is 41% from the critics and 89% from the fans, from the normal humans.
Those are usually the movies that I like the best. I don't know what it is.
Usually I read from IMDb's description, but I like Rotten Tomatoes one. It says, hoping to cut a deal, a professional bank robber agrees to return all the money he stole in exchange for a reduced sentence. But when 2 FBI agents set him up for murder, he must now go on the run to clear his name and bring them to justice.
They don't even talk about the lady. I mean,
well, and it's crazy because they give away many plot points, even in this description, as well as the trailer.
It's the most spoilered movie by trailer I've ever seen. It was the whole movie.
I mean,
in
they
the trailer.
show another murder.
They show like some of the nothing was a twist. Spoiler alert. It's
like the most formulaic. It's like Taken 4. This should be called Taken: 4.
Taken. Bank robbing. I don't know.
Taken in a bank.
We're
like it's almost
we're
like
the worst.
The Die Hard when they'd be like, it's Die Hard on a plane.
Yes.
It's Die Hard in a bus. It's Die Hard on an island.
Yep.
This
Where's
is
the money?
taken in a bank.
Taken for love.
Jeez.
That's the best one.
I mean, Rotten Tomatoes does give it, up to this point, 4.2 million gross. And it came out, I mean, certain markets it came out on October 16th, but our market was today.
It literally came. We saw it the day it came out.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was last week. I don't look at the theaters anymore because there's usually like one new one.
We wanted to see a movie because we saw Tenet and we saw this, and then Chris says, "Oh my gosh, they have an Atmos theater close to us," and so we wanted to check it out.
And that was the only movie in Atmos.
Yeah.
So, initial thoughts on Honest Thief with Liam Neeson's.
You know, it was all right. It was exactly what I expect. I mean, slower maybe.
I liked it more than you did.
I think Chris did. It was slow. The plot was dumb. The writing was poor. The acting was maybe the best part, actually.
I mean, if Liam Neeson wasn't in this movie, it would be terrible.
Honestly, you know who the best guy was? And maybe it's just because I love him, is the actor from Burn Notice. The guy with the dog. Maybe the dog was the best part.
His name was Jeffrey Donovan.
Jeffrey Donovan is the best part.
I didn't recognize him. Where is he from?
Burn Notice.
I don't know what that is even.
Oh, it's a super formulaic series about a guy who is a former government agent who has a burn notice put out, meaning that they're going to disavow him. And then he's trying to clear his name. But it's awesome. It has terrible with names. Who's the guy from Chainsaw Hand?
Oh,
what's that guy's name?
Evil Dead?
Yes.
Bruce Campbell.
It has Bruce Campbell. He's like one of his compatriots.
I like Bruce Campbell.
It's awesome.
Okay.
It's an awesome show.
It's called Burn Notice?
Yeah.
I think I've heard of that, but I didn't know anything about it. So, okay.
Yeah.
It's got Jeffrey Donovan. I didn't mention this, but it's got obviously Liam Neeson's. I have to add an S to his name every time. Jai Courtney from Terminator Salvation.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, his skin.
Oh my gosh. 2 Terminators. There were 2 Terminators in the show.
Oh, yeah. The
What?
The T-1000.
You even made a joke. You're like, I guess T2 ain't getting up from that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not a spoiler. It was in
You
the
see
trailer.
it in the trailer.
He gets killed in the trailer. It's so
By the other Terminator.
By the other Terminator. Wow.
Yeah. Why didn't we notice that?
That's cool.
I mean, I guess the guy wasn't a Terminator, but he was in Terminator.
He was a hybrid Terminator, wasn't he? Didn't he have some... He was the hybrid.
Augmentation, yeah.
Yeah, he had some metals.
Yeah.
He's got Benjamin Buttons, dude. He looks so good. His skin was nice. He was handsome.
He looked young.
More handsome than before I've seen him.
We went and saw with a lady we work with, and she's like, I love him. And
well, yeah, he's
the worst.
And you could see how buff he was through his white shirt.
Yes.
So Jai Courtney, Kate Walsh, who is Liam Neeson's girlfriend.
She's the oddest cast I've seen in a long time.
Looks like she's from Grey's Anatomy.
She's in a ton of stuff. She's done a couple comedies, I think. But she was good, but they had zero chemistry.
They shouldn't have been together.
I mean, he's like twice her age, and she's older. That's rude.
Let's see how old Kate Walsh is.
She's got to be 47.
Born in 67.
I'm not doing any math.
Okay, well,
53?
She's that old. So yeah, he's kind of... I mean, he's almost 70.
He's I don't know if it's
senior
the best or the worst, but he beats the crap out of the fittest man I've seen in cinema in a long time. We just saw Tenet. He would beat the crap out of anyone from Tenet. But
Yeah.
he beats the living crap out of him, and then he starts running away, and it's like his back is fused together. And he just kind of...
I didn't notice the old man shuffle.
Oh, man. It was... I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's the best part or the worst part of the movie.
Here's my take on Liam Neeson. It's the same one that I have of Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Keep taking as much drugs as you want. Keep pumping out these movies because I like them.
Me too. Yeah, and This was the worst of the ones that he's done like this. Even the one on the plane, taken on a plane, was better, and only because of the pacing.
I liked The Commuter.
Yeah,
It was good.
better than this.
Yeah, I like this one more than The Commuter, to be honest with you.
I don't know. This had some surprising things. Some of the character arches were really good, or arches. But the
Arches National Park.
the younger cop,
Oh,
was
yeah.
kind of heartwarming.
I liked him. Anthony Ramos.
Yeah.
Anthony Ramos.
Yes. He did a believable job of making, I think, a pretty innocent mistake with good intentions to help his family, and then kind of clearing himself.
I don't know about innocent. Like, he was going to take $3 million. Well, what he thought maybe was $9 million.
Yeah, but
they don't
like,
know how to count.
you're gonna give Liam a pass, but you're not gonna give this dude. Like, you can't steal that from the bank thief. That's wrong. Like,
Well, he did. There was a beat where he's like going through the calculations in his head. He's like, oh yeah, I got twins at home, which I can relate because I got twins at home. And he's thinking, oh, they're two boys. They're going to go to college, and I got to pay. He's like, all right, let's steal this money.
yeah, and they didn't plan on killing 1 million people or doing anything bad.
You think that these FBI agents would know how much $3 million in cash versus $9 million, unless they're like rookies and they've never been around like cash heists or like drug heists? Like, when you look at bricks of money, you're like, oh yeah, that's like $50K, or that's
I don't know, man. Haven't you seen
No
movies
way.
where there's $1 million in a briefcase?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I think the normal person doesn't know how much money is, but you just mentioned that $1 million in a briefcase is like, oh, that looks not like what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I think when they're transporting $3 million, or what they thought was $9 million, and then they put it in the trunk and they're like, seems a little light. I don't know. That was
I don't know. It was
nitpick
mixed
for me.
bills. I mean, honestly, there's way dumber things like not realizing you're going to be recorded on a CCTV cam at a storage place.
That's like a given.
There's two things at a storage place: places to store stuff and cameras.
So people
That's
steal
it.
the stuff that you're trying to store.
One person, storage things, and cameras. And they're like, oh yeah, we should have. I can't believe someone was watching us load up this.
Yeah, we
cash.
need to go get that memory card full of our faces doing an illegal activity.
Honestly, we didn't go into it for the plot, and the
Yeah.
plot was exactly as dumb as we expected.
Well, yeah, and I think I'm more forgiving than you in this respect, because
Maybe.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, I'm with you, except this was too slow to be as dim-witted. There was too much.
it should have been faster paced.
They should have, I think, interspersed. They had some pretty long action sequences. I could have handled that broken up with some of the contextual stuff mixed in. Mm-hmm. You know, it just wasn't very. I mean, it wasn't clever at all.
Those breaks
At
were
all.
longer.
Yeah, I think you could make this movie. I think really all of this comes down to shitty directing. You need to.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention that. The director is
I'll bet he's made a bunch of terrible crap.
Mark Williams.
What else has he done? Let's see. Junk. I'm calling it right now.
Bro, let's see.
Junk.
Oh yeah, he's only directed 2 films.
What else?
A Family Man from 2016 with
Nicolas Cage.
no, that's what I thought it was when I clicked on it. Gerard Butler is in it.
Oh yeah, of course.
I don't remember that at all. But he was a producer on a lot of really good things. Like, he's a producer on, which doesn't mean a lot, but he was
Like what?
Ozark
Okay,
TV
Ozark
series.
was good.
The Accountant, which I really liked. Well,
You know what? I can see him being on The Accountant because the pacing was terrible in that show too.
Yeah, I think he probably was like, hey, I've been on the set of lots of really good things. I can piece together, which is what we thought when we were sitting there like, we should write a script.
We joke, I'm like, I could write this. I mean, it's one of those things where, of course, we think we could, and I'm sure it's much harder than I understand. But
I bet it's 1,000 times harder.
But I think I could struggle through and write this.
I mean, when I talked about in the last pod, the Get Out pod, I mentioned that there was 100 drafts of that script.
Single one. This one had one draft.
Oh, dude.
There were zero revisions.
But what I'm saying is if we wrote a script, there would be, I think, countless times where we'd get to a spot and we'd be like, okay, we figured it out. And we're like, oh, there's a loophole there. There's like a thing we got to resolve.
I mean. There was none of that in this. Like, oh, man, but what if there's cameras here, right? And they're just like, screw it. We'll just have them go back days later. We'll just have him shoot that guy. We'll just have him do this. We'll have him have 2 guns. For no reason, we'll show him putting 2 guns in his waist. That way, when Liam takes the first gun, he won't know he's got another one.
He's got another one.
Like, they make this very obvious shot of 2 guns.
Liam Neeson's going to want to take that gun away. Well, let's put another one in.
Yes, but what if he had 2 guns? Taken 2 guns.
Yeah,
but
you're starting to convince me that this wasn't.
He
as good.
did beat the living crap out of a number of people moderately convincingly.
I was convinced, but I don't. I have this glaze of forgiveness for all these actors.
The good guy, the guy from Burn Notice, I can't remember his name, but they fight, and that was the best fight because he has him, and he's like, He has some catchphrase where he's like, I don't think so. And then he bends his arm back.
What did he say? He just growled something. It was like,
not today.
No.
It was the best part of the whole movie.
You're wrong.
Yes.
That's what it was. You're wrong.
Yeah, because and it's like he didn't have the strength until he accused him of wrongdoing. I can't believe you'd kill those cops. And he's like, you're wrong. And then the tables turn in the fight. But then they had hurt themselves pretty severely in the fight. And then Liam gets up and runs away. 2 seconds later, this cop who's 40 gets up and runs after him.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some cool cars. There was
cool old cars. Good cars.
They're driving. Well, they have a new Charger. They have a new Camaro. They have an old Chevelle. They have an old
Ford truck.
Yeah, like late 60s, early 70s Ford truck. It had a certain charm to it, but other than a few redeeming qualities, honestly, it was terrible.
So what's your rating? What would you give this a rating?
What do we do, like Blue Diamonds? Is that
That's what you did, I think.
I think I copied Ryan. On a scale of 1 to 10, this was a 3.
A 3?
This was
so low.
Probably a 2 with some spikes of 7 that bumped it up 1. So it's a 3.
Wow. So you basically won't recommend this to anyone.
No. Go watch any other movie with Liam Neeson. Any other movie where he fights people, and it's better than this.
Oh, man. I gloss over that stuff. I'm giving it a large bucket, man.
No way.
It's not a golden bucket, but it's a large bucket.
No way. No, I can't even do it. I'm trying really hard to agree with you.
If this was on Netflix and it pops up, it's a great pick. It's a great movie to watch.
I'd rather watch that one about Eurovision.
Oh, that one's really good. The Eurovision with Will Ferrell and Rachel Adams.
Yeah, honestly, dude, even for Netflix, this is terrible because it's too slow. Like 6 Feet Under, what a terrible movie. But it at least had a ton of action. This probably only had 30 minutes of action. That's not why you go see this. I don't want to see them breaking into a house and then her not understanding that he broke in and buying everything and then being a 10 of 10 upset justifiably and then waking up from her weird coma and forgiving him. Like, honestly, dude, this was a terrible show.
But if you, okay. But if you wanted to, it's PG-13. I forgot to mention that. So if you wanted to just watch this with like a person that's not into gory like violence, like aggressive violence, and I'm just thinking of my wife, like, hey, she might be down to watch this.
I'd rather watch a normal rom-com with her. I'd rather watch Happy Rich Asians or whatever, Crazy Rich Asians. I would, if you are thinking about watching this movie, literally just watch any other movie and it's going to be awesome.
Wow, that's a hot take from Dr. Dare.
Dude, I'm not regretting seeing it, but maybe I would have rather seen Raiders of the Lost Ark for the 1,000th time in the theater.
Oh, I mean, you make a good point. I think we wanted to go just feel normal again and get into a theater.
Yeah.
That was probably the best part of the
I
whole
miss
thing.
going to the movies, and so there's nothing I would have rather been doing.
Yeah.
But if it could have been any other movie, I mean,
I saw when we were looking this up that there's a potential of Total Recall 30th anniversary edition coming back to the theaters.
yeah, like that would have been better.
That would have been better. All right, you convinced me. I might have to go down from a large to a medium.
I mean, would you rather watch this for the first time or watch Taken for the 10th time? If you could have had Taken in Atmos and you've already seen it a million times, which would you rather watch, this or that?
I would probably pick this because it's new, and I already know Taken's great. And I don't know. I just like new content.
Yeah, but did you get any new content here?
No, that's not the.
I mean, you
the
didn't.
point was to
you
get
literally got nothing
him
new.
to do the same stuff again. That's all we want.
I'd rather see him do the same thing better in all of his other films.
I'm glad we don't agree because I think that's a subset of what people are gonna.
I'm not
when they see this.
angry that you like it. I just think a little less of you. That's it.
Well, any parting thoughts? Any beefs? Anything? I mean, you've already kind of. Your whole review is a beef.
Yeah, I'm a pretty positive guy, and I'm pretty forgiving. I love Jason Statham, just for everyone's reference.
Okay.
And I'd rather have seen any of his movies over this.
You can't say that The Transporter 2 is better than
Way
this.
better. I've actually seen The Transporter 2 a couple of times, and it's awesome.
I think number 1 and 3 are really good, but 2 is not great.
2 was better than this, even when he did the parachute out of the plane onto the truck. That was way cooler.
That's pretty cool.
You know what? I don't want him to stop making these kinds of movies, but this was a huge fail in my opinion.
There was a trailer in this movie of the same production company of the exact same film
with him.
with Liam
With
Neeson.
him, except now he's on the Texas border
And he's
saving a kid.
He's fighting the narcos.
You trade out the little boy for his girlfriend. You trade out the FBI agents for the narcos, and you trade out Boston for Texas, and it is an identical movie. And I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
that
we'll
looked
see.
better.
We'll see that.
Yeah. Yes. It's not bad enough to dissuade me from watching this kind of
More
stuff.
Liam Neeson joints.
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
With that, I think we'll leave you with that juicy morsel of more Liam Neesons to come.
Yes.
And we thank you for joining us, and thanks, Seth, for joining us again on the pod.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you guys next time. Hit me up on the Twitters or the Instas if you want to interact with the great Popcorn Priest at Popcorn Priest. I respond to every tweet, post, comment, hashtag, and whatever else there is. Let us know if there's something you would like us to review. Also, if you've enjoyed this or any of our previous episodes, please subscribe so you can get notifications on our newest episodes. I love movies, and I would love it if you would share the love. Muchas gracias. Another way to share the love is sharing those dollars. I've created a Patreon account. If you've liked anything up until this point and want to support the show so we can continue to bring you these entertaining reviews, please do so at patreon.com/popcornpriest. Next week, what's better than one Rambo: Last Blood podcast? 2 of them. Apparently I watched this twice. Sorry, I'm a Rambo fan. Sue me. At least you can get a take from our guests Cole, Brain Rapperines, and Taylor Noble Gas Tribe. We wholeheartedly welcome back Sly Stallone to the pod. As always, thanks for listening. This has been Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest, and for Dr. Dare, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.